Hello, welcome back to another video on my thoughts on the current comic market. In a recent video, I talked about how the softness in various financial markets have slowed down the Hello, welcome to another video on my thoughts on the current comic book market. Now that you have seen, well, hopefully you have seen the video, the prior video where I talk about softness in the market from the trouble right now that we have with our stock market as well as real estate. There is a general slowdown in many areas, in many asset class, whether it's real estate or commodity. If you thought the stock market was bad, have you paid any attention to how low oil price, gas price has been? Yeah, huge crash there. Okay, and there is a perfect example of what I talk about so often in this series of video: supplies and demand. Okay, I can't harp enough about this. Why do you think gas price has fallen so much in the past 6 months? Okay, I don't know where you are. I can tell you right now in Sarasota, I'm shooting this video December 29th. Okay, I can tell you it's shocking to see the price per gallon of $2.09. Yeah. 3 months, 4 months ago, it was more like $2.40. So you're talking about almost a 20% crash in gasoline price. Whenever you have something that fallen 20% plus, it's a crash. Okay, whether it's the stock market or gas price. And guess what? Why did gas price drop this much over the past few months? It's because supplies are crushing the demands. The demands is not going to shift 20%. Think about the general use of gasoline from day to day, where you go to work, go to school, or whatever. Is the usage of gasoline for each person vary that much? Did you use 20% less compared to 3 months ago? No. The price has fallen because of the overabundance of supplies. And when the oil producer decided to cut back on pumping the gas, pumping the oil, slowly you will see that price rise again, because demand hasn't changed that much in the past few months to see the price fall that much. Now back to the comic book market. Yes, it is not a surprise that many of us have witnessed softness in prices of many books. Okay, we don't see a huge crashes of many big keys, but there is softness, flatlining at best for many big books. So what is the strategy? How will you approach the market going forward for the next few months? You hear me talk about rising tide lift all boats. Well, guess what? Now that we have receding tides, it is dragging everything down with the tide. Okay, it's very few books out there that can escape this drawdown. Okay, very few. I'm not saying that everything is gonna fall at the same rate. That's not gonna be the case. In general, when you have this kind of falling market, whether it's stock or real estate, usually the high quality stuff fall the least. The junky stuff will have the biggest drop. For example, when the real estate market crashed in 2008, 2009, there are a few markets that held up pretty well because the supplies and demand was very strong. The supplies was not too many, and the demand was always strong, even in bad times. So guess what? Those markets didn't have a big crash. Where? New York City, San Francisco. There's a few areas around the country that did not witness a 40-50% crash in housing prices. Okay, the same thing can be said with comic books. We have a softness now. Does that mean that everything is gonna fall down at the same rate? No, it's not gonna happen that way. Okay, most likely everybody should pay attention to what's going on with all the books. Okay, I'm not privy to knowing everything, but I can guess, and my prediction is that many big books will drop, but many of the hot books that have no business being hot, a lot of D characters, TV first appearances, things that really has no business of going up, because we have seen many TV first appearances go burn and crash over the past few years, even before the crash in the financial market. So if I had to guess, the big books, the big keys will decline, but they will decline significantly less than the lesser quality book out there. Okay, what's the less quality book? You want an example? How about this one? Yeah, I don't imagine that book. I will keep my eye closely on that book, okay, and tell you how it will perform later down the road. But if I had to pick an example of a book that I would consider a good candidate as an example of a book that will crash hard, that's one of them. If I'm wrong, so be it. I'd be the first to make a video to say that I was wrong. Look, that book went up in price. But I think if I had to make a bet, I would say that that book right there is an example of a book that is going to decline at a steeper rate than, you know, FF1 or X-Men 1 or Spider-Man 1, even Hulk 181. Usually, whichever book rose the steepest would experience a sharp drop. That's go with anything. If you look at how many stocks perform in the crash, you will notice that many stocks that went like this in the big bull run tend to take a very big nosedive when the market crash. But if it is a quality company, it will settle down eventually and tend to be the one that will rebound and recoup later. Okay, some books will crash and stay dead. Just like in a stock market crash, some stock will crash and stay down for many years, if not a decade to come. So it's right now is the best time to sit back. Don't be in a hurry to jump in and buy something. We are at the early stage of a market correction. It is not going to snap back next week, next month. I don't see this. I don't see this problem that we have with the stock market or the housing market to reverse in January of 2019. It's not, nothing turn around that quickly. So the best thing to do, the best thing I plan to do, is sit back and watch how things unfold. Make a list of what I think are books that are worth buying if they get so cheap, even if I have a copy already. If those books decline to a point where it becomes a no-brainer to buy a copy, then I would put my money to work. But until then, sit and wait and watch. There is no rush to get in. This will be a test for those that can't stop themselves from buying. If you can't stop yourself from buying in the bull run and overpaying for a lot of stuff, now is the time to learn some discipline. I can't say enough, okay? Now is the time to learn some discipline. If you made a lot of mistakes on the way up, the last thing you want to do is double up on your mistakes and make even more mistakes on the way down. Have some patience. You will get a chance to buy some other stuff that you didn't get to buy at a cheaper price. Okay? Can't say enough about that word, patience. That's it for this video. Hopefully it helps some people. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.